Hello students, welcome back to my drum lesson channel, and today's video is going to focus on hand technique again. We're going to do real simple exercises, and it's going to be 8 on a hand, a variation of 8 on a hand, and maybe something else if I have a little bit of time towards the end. Alright, so let's make sure we're holding on to the sticks correctly. Again, that's our thumb in line with the stick, not like that, not like that, but right in line with the stick. So if you look at your thumb, you can't see the stick behind it. Then our first knuckle is on the exact opposite side of the stick. First knuckle of the index finger. Other 3 fingers just wrap around, and the stick exits between the knuckle and the wrist with a little bit hanging out. Alright, grab your sticks, hold on correctly, and we're going to start off at 112 today. 8 on a hand. 1, 2, ready, and go. In. 2, again, and go. In. 2, again, and go. 2, last time, go. 'Alright, let's bump it up to 120 and stay relaxed. Keep pushing through. Try to get rid of any tension that you feel. Just keep playing. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and go. In. 2, again, and go. 2, ready, go. 2, last time, go. 'Alright, as we go faster and you loosen that grip in the back of the hand, you create some space for the stick to rebound. Again, make sure that we're not leaving the fingers away from the stick. Don't let those fingers go away from the stick. Let the stick push the fingers out. When the stick hits this pad and the stick wants to rebound, just let the fingers kind of create some space, but stay in contact with the stick with all the back 3 fingers. Don't let them fly out like this, and especially that pinky, don't have it hanging out like that. Alright, one more time, a little quicker. We're at 132. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 2, ready, go. 'Last time. Alright. Again, this time at 144. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, again, go. 2, then in. 2, again, and go. Last time, and. going to take the metronome back down. Now, for the variation on 8 of a hand. 8 on a hand. Here we go. What we're going to do now is we're going to play 8 in the right, 8 double stops. That's a new thing. 8 in the left, 8 more double stops. And then stop with the right. Two, and go. Alright, again, if you make a mistake, you got to keep going. Don't stop if you make a mistake. It's in the past, let it happen, let it stay there. Alright, so the reason I like to do this exercise is that we'll notice as we're going along and learning our techniques and getting really comfortable with the sticks that our dominant hand, for me that's my right hand, takes up new techniques and like how to grip the stick and anything like downstrokes, upstrokes, diddle strokes, things like that. It'll start to learn those really quickly. In your non-dominant hand, my left hand, that hand takes a lot longer to learn these techniques. So what we're doing here, by playing with both hands at the same time, was kind of getting one hand to teach the other hand what to do. So if you feel like your left hand's starting to lag and your right hand's starting to do something a little bit better than your left hand, play at the same time and see if you can figure out what is correct in your right hand and if you can match your left hand to play that. Doing double stops. Double stops mean we just play at the same exact time. By playing double stops, we can get one hand to try to teach the other. So let's basically do the same structure that we did earlier. We'll go to 112, play this variation of 8 on hand. All right, get set. Make sure you're holding the sticks correctly. Sit up straight. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, again, go. 2, again, and go. 2, last time, go. 'Alright, now a tendency I see with a lot of students when they play this is that we have one volume when we play with one hand and another volume when we play with both hands. Don't let that happen. Keep the heights consistent and put the same amount of effort into the single hand versus double stops. Don't play one higher than the other. Alright, up to 120. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, again, go. 2, again, and go. 2, again, go. 2, last time, go. 2, all right. Yeah, I wanted to do one more because I made a mistake, but I'm gonna keep going. Up to 132 now. Here we go. Now, again, make sure we're holding onto the stick correctly. All right? It's a little, I know there's kind of restrictions because there's not a lot I can really show you. Get up close with the camera, kind of restricted on the angles, but it should basically look like this. Especially notice how these fingers point into the hand. They curl all the way around the stick. They point into the hand. But my pointer finger, that almost kind of points straight down. Curves in a little bit, but it's not wrapped around the stick like that, okay? We want the stick on the side of this, we want the finger on the side of the stick like that. That way the stick can really rotate between those two fingers. It's really important when we play a lot of different other techniques, such as diddles, buzz rolls, and stuff like that. All right, 132, same variation on 8 of the hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 2 again and go. 2 and 2 again and go. 2 ready, go. 'Last time and all right. Stay set. Here we go. 144. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 2 ready, go. 2 ready, go. 2 again and go. 2 ready, go. 2 last time. All right. Let's stretch it out just a little bit. It's always good to take breaks while you're practicing, because if you're doing endurance exercises and you feel like your muscles are starting to get tense or you're starting to feel some real burn, if you keep practicing, you can start to develop bad habits because you're starting to rely on other aspects of your technique to compensate for those muscles that aren't as strong as they usually would be. So when you do some chopping out like this, take some breaks, stretch your hands, stretch your muscles, work out some of the tensions and other things. I like to grab this muscle in the back right there, get it to relax some more. Stretch out your fingers, and stretch out your thumb too. All right, so one more thing before we finish the video. And also, I want to try to keep these videos about 20 minutes. Wasn't realizing I was going to covering so much, or what seemed like covering so little in that first video actually ended up being 45 minutes. So I want to try to keep these around 20. And in that first video, we started an introduction into paradiddles and the permutations or different ways to play them. So once again, a paradiddle is 2 alternated strokes followed by 2 strokes in the same hand. Paradiddle. All right, and then coming off the left, we go paradiddle. And those just cycle back and back. All right, so with those 2 single strokes, we want to have control on the back of the hand for both of those. All right. When we do the diddle stroke, we want to throw the stick out, let it rebound, and push the fingers away, and then pull it back in and let the wrist do the rebound when it comes back up. Yeah, we will work up to that speed. So here's a good way to practice that. We want to separate the hands and play what one hand does without the other hand. So if we take away the left hand, a good way to practice this is play one hand or the stick, place one hand or stick on a like reactive surface or surface, something that doesn't necessarily have that much of a sound. So we just play paradiddle. So that's 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. Alright, you could also do this as double stops. Get your right hand to teach your left hand what to do. Alright, now what we can do to really start to build some more dexterity or like get really comfortable with it is start to challenge how quickly we can need to get reset for that pattern. So instead of playing 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, let's take out some of those rests after that last note. Oh no, what we actually do is we take off we just take that one figure, 1 and a, 1 and a. Alright, and what we can do there is kind of chop off some of those rests. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E. A little slower. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Alright, then we can chop off one more 16th note. And instead of playing in a group of 6, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, we can now play in a group of 5. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Sorry, that's a little bit hard to count. Let's do it a little slower. Now, since this is a pattern of 5 16th notes, it's a 16th note, 16th note rest, 2 16th notes, 1 16th note rest. So that's 5 16ths in total. We're going to have to play it in 5 bars of 4/4 to get it to loop back and land on the downbeat again. Let's go ahead and do it with both hands. Ready? 1 E and a 2 E and a ready, go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Dang it, I made a mistake right there. One more time. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. There we go. That takes some concentration. Alright, another way to do this for to develop up your paradiddles is take out that second 16th note, the E, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Go ahead and take the E out of there, and we'll be left with is just what? One hand playing the pattern and one hand playing the pattern over here. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Get really comfortable with that. Because what that is actually practicing is the hardest part of the paradiddle. Being able to come down from an accent and then get set for those diddles. It's isolating that hardest part of the paradiddle and just focusing on that. Let's play it a little slower. Alright, add the E back in. Take the E out. Go a little faster. A little faster again. Faster. Faster still. Ah! So that's a way you can break down paradiddles. And what we did there is we isolated the hand, played the whole pattern over 2 beats. So that's 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 2 E and a. Take out that last E, that last note, and just play 1 and a, 1 and a. And we can do that in 8 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. We can do that in a group of 6 16th notes. So that's 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E. That would fit into a 3/4 bar. So like this: 1 E and a 2 E. Sorry. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1. We can also chop off that last 16th note rest and put it into a group of 5. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 5 E and a 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 5 E. Alright, then do hand to hand by taking out the E. Then add it back in. It is a little bit more complicated than that, and it does take some time to really get used to this. You have to spend some time really drumming this out, chopping it out, and get comfortable how to do those downstrokes, how to transition into the diddle, throw and catch. All those techniques. There's a lot of technique that happens in a paradiddle. These are some steps you can take and practice and chop out with to try to progress on your comfortability and familiarity with a paradiddle. All right, I'll see y'all in the next video.